What kinds of head injuries do you see from not wearing a helmet when biking?
Fortunately, I will say most of the kids that I've seen that have had bike falls have had helmets on. I did have one kid that had a concussion and had a bike helmet on, and the helmet actually split, and so probably saved that kid's life. But absolutely, concussion, even hospitalization. You could have surgery for skull fractures from not wearing a bicycle helmet.
Okay.
My experience also is that younger kids are more likely to wear them. I talk to teenagers, and it seems like it's hard to get teenagers on board with wearing them. Younger kids tend to be better, but a lot of them, I always ask them at their well visits, like, do you have a helmet when you ride your bike? And the ones that don't always look at the mom. And so some of them don't, but most of the younger kids do, but a lot of teenagers have a hard time convincing them to wear their helmets.
Why do you think kids don't wear helmets?
Cost sometimes. So some families that I see, really struggle financially, and it is an extra $20 for their parents to buy one. Teenagers, I think they think they don't need them because teenagers tend to think they're invincible. Two, I think sometimes they don't like the way they look, and so they feel like they're not cool or they don't want to wear them. Sometimes kids just are easily distracted, and it's just like an extra step, and they just don't think to do it.
What are the effects of brain damage throughout life?
That's a good question. So that's going to vary depending on how bad your injury is. So it can be a spectrum from either learning problems or even strength and not being able to use your arms or your legs correctly to being really severe and having to be on a wheelchair or even need a feeding tube because your brain coordinates how you swallow and your breathing. And so in a really severe injury, kids could end up really feeding tube, breathing tube, pretty bad off if they get a really bad brain injury.
Do you agree that the bike helmet is right now the most effective way to keep yourself safe on a bike?
Yes, absolutely. More so than knee pads, elbow pads, because your brain is probably the most important thing that you don't want to injure. If you get a broken bone, that can be fixed, but the brain doesn't recover like many of your other organ systems do from injury, unfortunately.
That's all. Thank you.